after Donald Trump announced that he was very concerned concerning the killing of Christians that's happening in Nigeria, what I want to point out, it's a group of journalists having a discussion, almost coming to an argument, because right on live television, it's like, nah, guys, we can't do that.
And fuel that narrative to look for a blowout war between Christians and Muslims.
All right, they're asking us to go to the next story, but you're quickly.
Okay, real quickly. Nobody's saying that we want, we don't love our country. We love our country, but loving our country also makes us to tell the truth. Oji, I said yesterday, a pastor in Kaduna came out to say a lot of people were killed. It was reported in the papers. This is not Ted Cruz reporting this.
No, we are reporting the killings.
This is what
we have
are
been reporting, yes.
Didn't it lead to burning of churches and religious houses in Sokoto then? So why are we deceiving ourselves that these things don't happen?
Yes,
let's say the truth.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't affect us. We are here to speak for people. That's why God put us here. Yeah. And God will ask us questions.
Killings in Nigeria, it's not just people outside that see it. There are people in Nigeria that are also questioning it. I did see this other blogger also saying it here.
8,100 versus this number, global number. Just imagine, subtract this from here. Wait till the man share around for the other parts of the world. For Nigeria, see as it's big. But for you, it's normal now. It's like, what is there? Because our heart not dark. We are.
Basically, what he's questioning is how far have people in Nigeria gotten used to multiple number of people dying. You know, in other countries, 3 people die, it's headlines. But there, 200 church members die in like less than a month from one particular group. It's no big deal. And bear in mind, the reason why he's pointing this out is because he later did a highlight in his post that Tinubu himself, which is the current president, used to say that it shows that the government is weak. Okay? He used to criticize the government.
Slaughtering of Christians worshippers is strongly condemnable. See the name. It calls to question the competence of Jonathan to protect Nigerians. Remember, Christian worshippers, which date? 2014.
So this was before he came into office. He was condemning it. Now he is saying there is nothing. Donald Trump is blowing things out of proportion. Okay? So it's clear there is something going on there. But now they would rather save face instead of acknowledging the issue. And so that's particularly the government. Now we know government is one thing. But when the media now joins them, that's concerning. When these journalists, the gentleman right there in the center, who is a part of the news crew over there, he's sitting back as they're talking, because the way these people are talking, it's wild. And bear in mind, they've been talking like this the whole day. I'll show you the other videos.
We're beginning what's trending in the United States, where Senator Ted Cruz has accused the Tinubu administration of being very unhappy with him for bringing the topic of the reported killings of Christian genocide in Nigeria to the forefront, including the proposed legislation to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern.
The point of that is they no longer care to do something about it. That's the problem in Nigeria. They don't even, like here in South Africa, 14 people die in a bus accident. The president himself is there. The president, the Department of Road Safety, everyone will be there. In Nigeria, a whole village gets slaughtered. No visit, not even senator, nothing.
With the senator saying that too many leaders in Nigeria have turned a blind eye to what is happening in the country. Let's take a look.
And as you know, I've been very vocal calling out the mass murder of Christians. Over 50,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria since 2009. Over 20,000 churches and schools have been destroyed, burned to the ground. There are far too many government leaders who have turned a blind eye to what is happening, who have acquiesced in what is happening, who are enforcing either Sharia laws or blasphemy laws and facilitating the persecution of Christians.
Notice that. So there are areas where Sharia law rules in Nigeria. You can see it online. You will see advocates of it and whatnot. Okay? That's not something to deny. There's entire documentaries online that show it. And so that's not a debate. It's clear there are areas where there are laws of Sharia that are there's a documentary that even shows one particular person going for surgery for the removal of the arm because he had stolen something. That's Sharia law. Okay? And so these ideas are not foreign, but how do the journalists react?
Well, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, spoke with CNN on Tuesday, accusing Ted Cruz of relying on inaccurate and misleading data to allege a Christian genocide in Nigeria. Idris said that such claims fail to reflect the complexity of the country's security challenges and warned that spreading such claims unknowingly supports criminals whose main aim is to stir religious tension.
It supports criminals. Supports criminals. When you have a serious situation like this, and journalists on the platform, on television are saying, oh yeah, you guys, you are inciting criminals.
Some assumptions that the victims of this religious violence are largely Christian. Yes, there are Christians that have been attacked, but these criminals do not just target one religion. They target Christians. Yeah. They also target.
But the Fulanis target particularly Christians. They go to places where people don't even have anything. It's not like they're there to steal something.
On this topic locally, the question now is how to address religious persecution in Nigeria. The minister is emphasizing that, characterizing the attacks as being against Christians alone will drive Nigeria towards unnecessary division, noting that, criminals want to portray the situation as a fight between Christians and Muslims. And that's about the most important soundbite I got from that.
That's the most important. Oh my God. Oh, you meant special species. This one's. You meant it's.
An interview with Mohammed Idris talking about the fact that this idea of a Christian genocide is actually fueling the terrorists more.
How does it fuel the terrorists? What is she talking about?
That this idea of a Christian genocide is actually fueling the terrorists more. Your thoughts?
Okay, there's a disconnect in the global information world order. That's what it is called, whereby you have the Western media having a mindset about, what is categorized as the third world. And in the case of Nigeria, what sells in the American media will be to say, North versus South in Nigeria, Christians versus Muslims. This has been the trope over the years, and which is why we often
is it not true?
Commend the efforts of African-based media.
No, stop. You don't even need me to play the rest of what this man is talking. He's just talking fluff. Now I want to take you straight to when the journalist, the gentleman in the discussion, he got annoyed. Like, guys, are we really doing this?
Look for a blowout war between Christians and Muslims.
All right, they're asking us to go to the next story, but you're quickly.
Real quickly. Nobody's saying.
They're asking us to go to the next story, but then he stands to say, no.
That we want, we don't love our country. We love our country, but loving our country also means us to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Oji, I said yesterday, a pastor in Kaduna came out to say a lot of people were killed. It was reported in the papers.
So it's known. Why are you not telling the truth?
This is not Ted Cruz reporting this.
No, we are reporting the case.
People were killed. It was reported in the papers. This is not Ted Cruz reporting this.
No, we are reporting the case.
This is what
we have been reporting,
yes. Oji, a child born in 2009, when all of this started, will be 16 getting ready for university today. We are sitting down here. Yes, we don't want our country to be put on country of concern list. But when will our government solve this problem, Oji? Is it because all of us here, none of us, our relatives have been killed?
Or even directly affected?
Maybe when people that are close to us are directly affected, we will know that it is time to speak up for these people. But these killings must stop, and the government has done nothing about it. They've just been giving marching orders to the military, and it has increased. Look at bodies being buried. Look at pastors being threatened. So who are those threatening those pastors?
All right.
As regards Father Kuka, this is what I have against him. This, I can only say this today, and I'll stop. when Deborah was killed and people raised eyebrow, what happened afterwards? Didn't people go on rampage and protest?
This young lady posted something, and the Muslim guys from her school killed them, basically.
Release those that killed Deborah. Didn't it lead to burning of churches and religious houses in Sokoto then? So why are we deceiving ourselves that these things don't happen?
Yes, we've seen.
Why are we deceiving ourselves that it's not happening?
To burning of churches and religious houses in Sokoto then. So why are we deceiving ourselves that these things don't happen?
Yes, we've
Let's
seen.
say the truth.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't affect us. We are here to speak for people. That's why God put us here. And God will ask us questions.
What we're saying is that it's not
That's just
Christians are being targeted. Muslims are also being targeted.
Yeah, this is the point that happened.
But that's not the target. Thank you, man. Thank you, sir.
Muslims are killed.
In which we are all living in a pressure cooker situation.
Right.
The responsibility of government is to make this country safe.
Right.
When you have Abu Nicki Minaj saluting Trump for speaking out for the Nigerians, that tells you how serious it is, to a point where Nicki Minaj has seen it herself.
Also seen Muslims being bombed in mosque and all of that. But the government narrative, and I mean, I've spoken with some lobbyists, and they say the government lost that like 3 to 4 weeks prior to now window to actually say this is what we are doing. The communication was very poor. I mean, with people like you around.
And listen to what he's done. He's bundling up the killings of everyone. No, the issue here is the particular. It's not terrorists. To talk about the bandits, the terrorists, and Boko Haram and what, these are separate situations. The ones that they are talking about right now are particularly the Fulani headsmen. Yeah, he puts it on his board right there. And so the ignorance in which they want to handle it, I'm talking about in a different reporter on the same platform said this.
Fighting alleged widespread killings of Christians and rising religious tolerance. Of course, there are also already reactions that why should, of course, United States do that? But let's.
So that's the question that journalist wants to ask when they were doing their highlights. Say, why should America care? This is the gentleman right here. I said, no, well, why should the Americans care? No, do you care? The way you guys are covering it, do you guys care? In a different set of journalists. This platform was on agenda mode. This is how they wanted to, listen.
Just like, this one read in that intro, did the same, something similar in his first term. And here we are again, and he's putting us in really, really bad company. But what does this mean?
That's what she cares about. It's putting us in bad company. The other gentleman then goes to speak about, business, we are trying to attract investment. Notice how you shifted the conversation. You're putting us in bad company.
Where human rights are suppressed, countries where even freedom of expression and basic fundamental rights are not available at all. Yeah. So it's a very bad one, particularly because we're trying to launder our image at this time.
You're busy trying to get your image right. You think this is what you want to use it by? Something that's that massive of a concern. No, you want to fix your image. That's the concern. To a point where that other journalist has to say, guys, what are we doing? Stark Reality Show with daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes down in the pinned comments. Many people do fall for the Pan-African agenda, and tell you, we are African solidarity, African solid. You haven't seen. You see, let something affect you that doesn't affect them. They will show you what African solidarity is. Let something happen to you that does not affect them. You'll see how they speak. It's not necessarily these people. These people, I think they speak with the same tone that their government speaks with. cover up, cover up, cover up. Like, how do you cover up the subject matter of Christian killings in Nigeria? Luckily, this one is a very well documented subject. It's a very well documented subject. You can see there are entire documentaries which people have posted and made, where they've gone there and literally the same day when these killings happen. And you see them documenting them. So it's not something you can be speaking the way these people are speaking. Salute to that other gentleman on the panel, contrary to these other people. You people should be ashamed of yourselves. How do you sleep at night when you want to? Your own people, grandmothers and kids and what, with all the videos we've seen from Nigeria concerning this subject matter, and you are wanting to fix your image. You are trying to fix our image. It's time to speak about image when you have something like that. No, it's not there. It's not there. It's misinformation. Humans.